and welcome to another Casual Team Gaming Shoutcast. I am here once again with Mortire. Why don't you go ahead and say hi there, Mortire?
Hello, everybody.
Alright, we're going to be coming into this one actually caught before the game even started for the spectators. We're going to be able to get a little bit of a 30-second head start onto the champion select, so we're just going to jump into that really fast. Mortire, what do you think about this team comp?
Well, we got early AD carry picks, which are kind of interesting. I don't know if they swapped, but I don't think that they did.
They might have, but it's definitely interesting to see first pick AD carries.
I'm assuming that the Ezreal got first pick because a lot of people seem to think that Misfortune is a counter pick to Ezreal, and I tend to believe them.
It's definitely something to think about. Ezreal has a little bit of a lackluster start in the form of damage compared to the MF, and MF can definitely outrun his poke that he has. If she doesn't get hit by minions, or maybe the support, or even the Ezreal himself, she can definitely outrun his damage.
The trading she can do with her Q is rather impressive a lot of the time.
Oh yes, that's definitely something to look out for. Now this team, I want to say, the purple team is rather bursty. If you look at it, they got an Ezreal and a Kali and a Lux. That's quite support
Not
Lux.
to mention the Malphite ulti, which usually we don't see in rank because people like to ban the Malphite.
People do like to ban Malphite, and if he's played well, if he does it right, then we're going to be seeing some pretty interesting things. Looks like we have a duo queue on the bottom purple team there, the FED on the Lux and the Malphite. That's going to be an interesting thing to see if they perform well together. It is a jungler, solo top and the support, so I'm going to be interested to see how this works out.
That is a fair amount of map control to rest in two people's hands.
It's true.
See if they're worthwhile for it or not.
Now, the middle and the solo top is going to be pretty interesting. Now, it could technically be the Vlad mid and the Ryze solo top, but I'm probably going to end up seeing the Ryze in the mid lane, which is a pretty common occurrence. Now, Ryze right now in Season 3, how do you feel he is? Because I know you play Ryze quite a bit.
I used to love the old Ryze, but I do like the rework. I wish he got a little bit more time on his ultimate because of the way that they reworked it. And the speed just, I feel it sometimes, but I don't feel it as much as I used to. And I think he's going to have a really hard time against an Akali.
This might be true.
Akali is a better counter to Ryze than people seem to think.
Well, that's a good judgment. We'll have to see how it plays out in the middle lane. Now, the Nocturne jungle is always something to keep in mind, because his ganks, once he hits 6, are going to be pretty outrageous. You might be fighting, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, the jungler is here. You lose sight on your whole team, and then boom, poof, he appears.
I really don't think we can underrate the enemy Shyvana. I mean, I know that there are some pro players that still aren't in love with Shyvana anymore, but that's not to say that she isn't a good jungler.
As much as true, we cannot say that she is not a good jungler, but it's going to be interesting to see her clear times versus Nocturnes. It might not be as quick as we hope. Nocturne does have notoriously fast jungle clears, but we'll see how it all goes in the end. But this is something to keep in mind. Ryze can always have blue buff, as the jungler this time does not need it on the first one anyway, because it is a manaless jungler. That's something to keep in mind when you're fighting with a jungler that does not require mana, and then you're...
Well, Ryze has the Nocturne, so Akali, there's not really a good place for the blue buff to go on the purple team, really, because...
Which is also true.
She doesn't really need it. Akali doesn't really need it. And it's not like it's going to go to Ezreal.
Whoa!
It could go to Ezreal.
Did anyone catch that in the bottom lane?
What did you
Or
see?
the blue buff? I saw that. Ryze flashed randomly into a wall.
Oh. Pro plays.
Pro plays. All right, well, Ryze flashed. There we go. So the first gank on him is going to be pretty good. But we're going to go ahead and look around. But that is something to keep in mind when you do have a manaless jungler. Of course, in this case, it's not going to matter, as you did say, because Akali is not going to... It does give energy regen, but I don't think that's as important as possibly
Definitely
having real mana.
Now, hopefully... Vlad didn't end up taking any of that XP because he was in pretty tight range.
He did. He took quite a bit, actually.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He took about half of it.
That's almost 2 wolves worth.
Yes, he took about half of it.
Equivalent to Nocturne, if that's... He's got to stick around and...
Ooh, early smite on the Shyvana.
Nocturne's going to be hurting hard.
Early smite on the Shyvana.
Shyvana is through a pot. She's through a couple pots, looks like.
She's a little
got 3
ahead.
pots stacked up.
Wow, she's going to look for some pretty serious clear here. without going back.
She's running really low. Actually, she may be doing a quick Vlad jump.
Looks like she might be doing a level 2 gang, something you don't see in the Season 3 scene very often, but she's definitely going to do it. Early red buff, she needs to be careful here. Malphite is still on level 1, Vlad is level 2. That extra wolf XP actually paid off in the jungle. Now Ezreal taking massive damage in the bottom lane. Looks like the Soraka will be going down, or Lux will be going down to the Lulu. Definitely, as you can see right there, Misfortune's burst damage is much, much higher than there is of Ezreal in the early game. Did take that double up level 1. That is an extra auto attack, essentially.
If that, even more.
In some cases, yeah, that's even more than an auto attack.
Especially because it allows increased range harass, which is almost impossible for any other champion.
That's definitely true. 120% bonus damage on the second attack. This Lulu is performing really well. She is a lot of AP. Or, not a lot of AP is what I meant to say, but a lot of damage. She might have a lot of pen. She must have pen runes. Shyvana is looking really low. Barely going to make it. The jungler might go down. Manages to flash over the wall 42. And save himself. Vlad is actually losing rather hard to this Malphite, which is an interesting concept to me. Unless he's just spamming. Oh, he is just spamming away his Tides of Blood. My mistake. Costing him a lot of HP. Now, most people don't realize this, but Ryze
doesn't hurt very much. He's got plenty of mana. He's last hitting well. And, I mean, even though he is blowing his Qs, and the Qs just eat mana.
It's true. It's very something you have to keep in mind. But the interesting thing people don't realize about Ryze is they actually tripled the movement.
What's going on at Wraiths?
Looks like Akali's going to find the Nocturne, but he's not going to be able to do anything about it. Ryze is there, rather low on mana.
Ryze is probably not going to be able to do anything either, because he's completely out of mana.
He is completely out of mana. He has enough for about a Q. Right now, he has enough for the Q. But he has nothing else to give after that. What's an interesting thing to notice about Ryze is that they actually tripled his auto attack speed, which is interesting. The graphical image of his auto attack is 3 times as fast, causing him to get last hits much easier than most AP mids. It looks like it might be camping the mid lane a little bit, looking for an early kill on this Akali. It's not the worst decision in the world trying to get an early kill on a hyper carry like that. But
I would agree with his decision, honestly, because he certainly doesn't need to gank bot, and top is pushing much too hard.
Yes, this is true. So that's about all he can do. He could try counter jungling, but the Shyvana's clear times are actually impeccable. She's on time with every single timer there is in the game.
Wonder if she's got one of those apps for iPhone or something.
Could definitely be something in the case for all that.
This Ezreal seems to be playing awfully aggressive for as squishy as his Lux is.
Definitely.
And
catches it with a light binding, walks right into it. Ezra's going to go hard on this. He's going to see the opportunity, but he's not going to be able to follow up on it. The Whimsy's going to come out, saving her from a little extra damage of the Ignite. And that's going to cause her to... That's going to cause her to do a lot of damage to Ezreal, though. Got to watch out. But this Lux, on the other hand, is doing just enough damage on her own. Looking in the back to the top and the jungle, Shyvana is just walking around at low HP, but she is clearing her jungle fast enough to where it is always down. Basically, as she walks to the next camp, the next one comes up. She's definitely got these clear times down to a science.
At this point, I mean, they are walking on less than 100 health bottom.
Oh yeah, this is definitely looking to be a little testy.
And
if this Ezreal comboed in well, what was that?
Did you see what happened to the Nocturne at the Wraith camp?
No, I managed to miss that. I was paying attention to bottom lane. What happened?
I don't know. All I saw is all of a sudden Akali was back where her ward is, which they really need to get rid of that ward. But she's just been dropping on the Nocturne, and then sadly the Ryze has not been paying enough attention.
It seems like he has a really bad map awareness then?
He may have a little bit of bad map awareness, and I feel like it would be in the general benefit of both Ryze and the Nocturne to use the wards that they decided to take and put them at the ramp, but neither of them have put down those wards, and they're both carrying one.
Interesting. You're right about that. A word about this spot right here and this one right here are really, really well placed wards to stop ganks for Akali. She's going to catch him every time she... if the jungler is doing her job really well and keeps the timers on the Wraith camps about 10 seconds apart, she might be able to pick the Nocturne off. Looks like the top lane is getting really low. Vladimir, I guess, blew his ulti on that and his ignite, trying to kill the Malphite. Just not enough, though.
Out of pots for Malphite, but he'll probably be back up to about 500 health.
Just not enough for him to get killed.
Crystal. Is Vlad not farming very well? Vlad is not farming very well.
Vlad is really pushing very hard, spamming his Tides of Blood quite often, really pushing the lanes and missing quite a few last hits.
He's last hit. Not only is that, but he's last hitting with his transfusion.
And something you definitely don't need to do.
Making a mess of things. Looks like we may see quite a bit of action up top because we got a Shyvana coming in.
Shyvana and Nocturne are there. Looks like they might try to tower dive onto this Nocturne. Wow, the dodge! The dodge on that was insane. He manages to pick it off right there. But Shyvana might be able to Dragon Form into this double kill. Not enough to kill the Nocturne, and she's not going to catch the Vladimir unless she flashes.
She's going to check that bush before he can get out.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be... Oh! She got him with the burnout! She got him with the burnout!
He did have, like, almost no health.
Oh, wow. That was impressive. Just to get him with the burnout damage alone is just so nice to see that.
That is going to be very, very good for her.
That's a double kill to the Shyvana.
Buff in that time, though.
Oh, did he really? That's a little upsetting for her.
He did. He had both a blue and a red buff, but only the red buff had the duration enough to give to the Shyvana.
The MF is definitely shooting her double up rather well. She's hit Dez with it twice now.
Never mind. He must not have had it. Something. I thought I saw the particles on him, but she just very quickly picked up his red.
Oh, wow.
And decided to clear the whole camp for him.
She's definitely got really good clear
I
times.
see something going down here bot, because she's in the neighborhood and everybody knows it, but they're rather pushed. There's a ping going down on MF, and the rest of the team is not following up.
Well,
that was an incredible waste.
That was a great gank right up the lane behind them, and nothing from the Ezreal and the Lux.
A little sad to see.
MF's a little surprised.
Misfortune are holding on to their seats now.
That was a little interesting of a gank. She just walked through the lane. Taking the blue, gave it to the Rise. By the way, that is a graphical error if you see Nocturne with a red buff, by the way.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
He has a blue buff, he does not have the red buff.
Well, this is going to be a nice, easy double kill.
Wow. He actually got her with the Umbra.
They actually checked it.
They managed to kill the Lulu, though, which is a little upsetting.
It's a bit of this micro on the...
Oh, no! Misfortune's going down, but she'll take the Shyvana with her.
And Rise is just microing bad left and right
Here
again.
Comes the luck. What kind of flash was that?
Forgotten flash. On the part of the Malphite. Walks 3 steps forwards and decides to flash.
That was a little interesting flash on the Malphite's part, but whatever there. Here comes Ezreal ulti. Here it comes. Here it comes. Will it hit Rise? Will it hit Rise? Oh! Oh! Just the last possible second of it, missing him as the recall finished.
That is some craziness.
Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. That was a little surprising. Alright, a little action going back in the mid lane. Rise did a little poke damage to the Akali. Said, Vladimir, I don't know what he's doing. He's not doing very much of anything, but he is pushing towers. I guess. Interesting to see that Vladimir is actually beating this Malphite. Malphite is a little bit of baiting right here to get Shyvana to come up to help him. But here she comes. Right now, there's the slow. He's going to have to pull this. There he goes. He pulls it right here. He might actually kill Malphite right there. He's going to ghost as well. She does have her ulti, but I don't know if she wants to use it.
Got ghost.
There it goes. Oh no, she's going to burn out. She's going to cleave. She's going to use the fire. She's going to tower dive this.
This one too.
And oh!
gosh.
39 HP.
Could have turned and hit her once. I mean, the red buff tick would have killed her.
Just that alone would have killed her. You're right. Just the auto attack. He had the Q.
Yeah, he had a Q, he had an auto attack. That would have been a very nice double turn on his part, because she just did not realize she had her ulti or something.
Hard on that. She could have ulted that much sooner and easily been able to do it. If anything, Vladimir could have probably sanguine pooled under the turret. Because, by the way, there, Missy, if you would have waited too much longer, he would have had it back up, and you would have missed your ulti entirely, and then he would have been able to easily get a double kill on you.
I still do really like the Sanguine Pool under the Malphite ultimate.
That was a really well-placed Sanguine Pool. It's interesting to hear it, because it doesn't actually make a thud. Wow, gonna manage to pick her with the light binding. Here's the ultimate. That's a dead. That's a.
Crap for that.
That is a dead MF. Wow.
He walked clean through that ward at Dragon Pit, but just started to ignore it in lieu of getting a creep or two, and that cost him 360 gold. Not to mention all the creep and XP.
Uh-oh, gonna catch the Akali out, but Shyvana's there, not gonna be able to follow up on that, but that was a really dangerous time. If Shyvana hadn't been there, Ryze is gonna be able to save him for the most part. He fails the flash. No, Shyvana's going balls deep on this. There's the double up attack.
She's gonna get Ryze too at this rate, because he's completely
Oh my god, he's out of mana, has a blue buff, doesn't matter. She's gonna pick up the double. This Shyvana is after my heart, ladies and gentlemen. She is really just performing so well. Her being behind.
And grab the Vlad at this rate.
Maybe not the Vladimir.
But 2v1, it's probably going to happen.
Oh, she's going to try it. The Akali needs to follow up. No, the MF is here. Look at that movement speed. Going to be there in half a second. Yep. Creep wave.
Gotta love that strut.
Lord. He was hauling up there, though, let me tell you.
Wait, Hills.
Looking for something in the bottom lane here. I mean, she's sitting right there. Got the double buff.
With strut up.
Wow, that is an impressive movement speed. 435. Gonna be looking at some pretty interesting movement speed when she gets a Phantom Dancer. It's gonna be interesting to look at. Here comes Malphite. He's gonna try to defend this, I think. Someone's coming up from behind. That'll be Ryze. Looks like they're trying to do something on the bottom lane. Shyvana is definitely gonna go down to this. Oh my god! What is this?
And out of the way of the ultimate. That was well played.
That was definitely well played.
And this
but she'll pay for it.
Because gotta love ulting out of someone else's ultimate.
That was a really well played paranoia onto the Lux. Definitely being a little too advantageous with her ulti. Thinking it's going to stand there and take it. Did he use smite on that? He did actually smite the red buff. Take it really fast and move on to the next thing. Did not save the smite for the dragon, which is probably an easy pickup in the next part. He's going to try to do a little healing off of his Umber Blades, which is not that uncommon to see. But I don't know what this MF's trying to do a little damage. Definitely might be caught out of place soon. If
ward coverage on purple side.
It's definitely lackluster.
Think of it. There's only one ward down per team.
Yes, the ward coverage of this game is a little interesting. I guess they're just not feeling it. Ezreal does have his ulti. He might be able to steal this. He's going to try it right now.
Lulu.
No? Ezreal did not choose to try to steal it with his ulti.
Well, this is not going to end well for Vlad.
Vlad's going to pull under the Lucent.
Going to give up on him. Yeah.
And there he goes. They can't really save him.
That was gold apiece.
He tried to dodge the Lucent with his pool, which wasn't fast enough. That's okay.
Come on, Whimsy, and get out of there. Nope, too late.
She'll flash for it. Will she make it away? Wow! That burst. That was crazy.
Oh
MF just disappeared.
I'm getting so much dirt on him right now. Though, he did just message me a second ago claiming some horrendous lag, but I'm disinclined to believe him.
Oh man, this is definitely looking like to be a good game though. For the most part.
Rather tight. I mean, we got a little bit more score, but a little bit more kills on the right side. Purple is looking a little healthier.
They're definitely looking a little stronger in that early game. It's a little questionable. The Shyvana is going to start getting really big. If she's not someone doesn't get a hold on her, she's getting a lot of easy kills, and she's definitely going to turn into something to be reckoned with later in the game. Because Shyvana, as a character, gets very strong with just a little bit of items.
She built a very early Wriggles, which I'm not personally fond of, but I guess that's just me hoping that she gets bigger as opposed to tougher.
Well, to be honest, getting tougher as Shyvana is getting bigger. HP comboed with her armor and magic resist, which she'll get later with having an early Wriggles, is really strong. But there's an interesting item I didn't notice earlier, but if you would like to direct your attention at Lux.
The Medjais? That's a very intriguing item on a support. Especially considering you only get 1 stack, so you'd have to go 0, and 20 just to get your stacks.
Exactly, that would be interesting. And that's no death. She's 0 and 3 right now with 3 assists, but no stacks because she's lost every stack because she's died 3 times in a row. So I don't really know what she's going with. It's an inexpensive item, but still. Wow. Vlad going down. Shyvana never even got a punch in.
Should have called that sooner, but that was just rough. He was way overextended. No wards, no nothing. You can't go that far.
I really don't know what he's trying to prove here. I mean, yeah, you're Vlad. Yeah, you have a really good escape, but it's only good for so much.
It's not like it makes you run for miles.
It's not a jump. It's not a flash. It's
now, if
you're
they had
gonna
a
pool.
ward at Wraith and maybe one at Baron, that push might be acceptable, but completely blind? I mean, that's just asking for suicide.
Yeah, it's pretty much at this point. It's definitely asking for trouble.
And he still has yet to buy a ward this entire game. Gotta love solo queue.
Gotta love solo queue.
Well, apparently the lag issues are being fixed, so that's a good sign.
All right, then.
If his play improves from there, and if not, all the more ribbing.
All the more ripping.
And a Giant's Belt down on Shyvana going for a quick
Fromal. Gonna be an interesting pickup. It's definitely a very strong item on the Shyvana. Now, it looks like he must be resetting at this point.
I certainly hope so.
There he is. Just a quick refresh. Trying to fix his lag issues. All the well, more good to it. But here comes Shyvana. She's going to try to do a little something here. She's going to do a lot of damage this rise. Missing the ulti. Managed to get 1 assist. That's a stack. How many can she get? Can she get 2 assists? She's got the clairvoyance going down. Shyvana's really going deep. Gonna get picked by the Vladimir ulti. Right there.
Nice turnaround.
Well, this is quite a turn of events for the blue team. Manages to hit somebody with his ulti. Looks like Nocturne's not going to be able to fight this.
Take him down.
Lulu.
Come on.
Can you get it? Oh, she's whimsied.
Yes.
Help picks. Where's the help picks?
Arcane. No proc.
Oh.
Fix it.
Yeah, there we go. Help picks. So it was all in suspense right there. She's going to die to the Malphite. But still.
She gonna flash the wall?
Doesn't have it.
Oh.
Nah, she decided not to flash. Good call.
Good guess, actually. Well, Nocturne just saw that ward go down, so we should definitely be a little more cautious watching when they place another one.
Definitely. There's the Fromal on the Shyvana, and Lulu picks up an Aegis. We're gonna have a
300 HP deep now. That is
looking really strong.
She gets around to it.
This Lux is looking a little aggressive here. It's only 2 stacks on her magnificent Magi's. How much gold is this Lux sitting on? Currently only 260 gold. Doesn't really have the itemization or the damage to deal with this rather fed misfortune. Only 2, 4, and 6, but really good farm on him. So
on top here, at least the tower's almost full, but with a quick Shyvana on that, and she's just pushing hard.
Shyvana's definitely got the damage.
That tier 1 would really help with their map control.
It definitely would open up a little bit more of a gank route and attack angles. Wow! Akali managing to get a kill assist with Lux's ulti.
Wow. Gotta love the sight range on that.
Indeed, it's always nice to have that. Lux actually ulted to give sight to the Akali to pick that up. And there goes the tower. Malphite does actually get a pretty hefty attack damage bonus from his brutal strikes.
Are we gonna see an ulti across the wall? He does have it.
He does have it, but I think he opts not to use it. They're just going to back off at this point. Don't want to waste it on a single target without it actually being a full-blown team fight.
Been a hilarious pick. I mean, just
It would have been pretty funny. Wow, Sakali is definitely beating out our MF here, though. But here comes the Akali, here comes the Malphite ulti, here comes the Shyvana. They're not going to get anything else after this. Shyvana's going to get imprisoned by the Rise, and it's pretty much going to be it. Vlad stacking up his Tides of Blood there, but there's a surrender vote for the blue team. Interesting.
I think that's worthwhile. I really don't think they're quite in the.
I don't know.
Need surrendering.
It's definitely getting a little risky with the Shyvana and the Akali, but I'm not 100%. Lulu is looking like she might be in a little bit of trouble here. Malphite steals with a rock over the wall. All is well in the world.
Only one for all that. Jeez. She didn't even. Did she? I didn't see her blow her ulti, did she?
Who?
Lulu.
Lulu, no. Lulu's ulti is still available.
Yeah, because she had her ultimate up and still went down in the middle of all the festivities.
I really didn't think she wanted to blow it, to be honest with you. She was kind of caught at that point, I think, she realized.
It's only like a 70-second cooldown. And by the time he ceased being dead, there's a pretty good chance she'd have it before the next team fight.
Still, I think she just opted not to bother. She did seem pretty dead, but to lose the singularity into the light binding and the Akali jump in the wall, I don't think she really saw herself getting away. But your point is there that using the ultimate and just being able to get it back when you're up again is pretty much the truth on most ultis anymore.
Unless, of course, you're Nunu.
Of course, you're Nunu, Karthus, Soraka, Shen, any of those guys.
Man,
most other heroes.
Shen ultimate right now.
Shen ultimates are, oh wow, on the very tip of that light binding. That'll actually cost her a lot of HP.
The ultimate.
Ooh, he caught her again! Wow, but the Rai is doing really heavy damage to the Lux. Is going to make her back out. But that doesn't really matter, because here comes the kill on the Misfortune. She flashes out. Shyvana's going to get rune prisoned again. Light binding going down. Ultimate going down. Might kill the Shyvana. I'm pretty sure it will. Boom, Shyvana goes down. Vlad is just going to come in here and clean up all this. Kills the Ezreal before the ulti goes off. Akali will pick off the Vladimir. The rune prison master right here is going to pick off the Akali. And the Malphite's looking like he's just going to go for it anyway. He's not going to get in range for the Q. There's the Lux laser for the kill. And the Malphite will go down.
And
an even exchange right there.
X on her Mage Eyes now. This seems to be paying off for her now.
Now, all of a sudden, with 11 assists and 1 kill, she has 19 stacks on a Mage Eyes. Go figure, folks.
She probably has like 2k gold from that craziness.
Well, let's see, what does she have? 1.3k, not a bad trade.
Going straight into a... Really? Just a blasting one?
She still has 1,300 left to spend.
Didn't she just buy the blasting one, or is that... Or is she holding on for a needless and just going straight massive AP? Might
be what she's doing, but she's got 1,400 in the bank. 1,600 on the Rise. There he goes. Buys 2 items right off the bat. Out of money at this point. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the kill screen.
It's like he's planning for late game, which seems kind of counterintuitive given the current standing.
I guess they want to try to push it to late game, which is something you can do in this current situation. It's definitely the case. The blue team has much better late game heroes than the purple team, even though it is an Akali Ezreal and a Malphite Shyvana. I feel that the Rise and the MF...
Unstoppable in the current season.
She is very strong. I'm not going to deny that, but for some reason, I just have an itching suspicion that the Rise is dead now. But
this is a very dead Rise. That was not even...
The Vladimir can get very potent. Lulu's ulti is a very big team fight saver, and Lulu is a very strong support through all levels of the game. Later game, Nocturne becomes so hard to take down, and MF's damage just becomes exponentially increased the longer the game goes. More farm. Rise is going to get really tanky and has a lot of damage. I mean, they do have...
Looks like top tower's going down. Tier 2.
Tier 2 might be getting pushed down to the very base. There's no one to get up there in time. No TPs on this team as of right now.
In mid, and an Akali just waiting for someone to show up.
And there's the dead Vlad. He might be able to pull this. Did he juke
They're gonna
them?
wait for her to pop out. She's gonna try. Okay.
There he is. Now he's dead, but he doesn't manage to do enough damage. The MF's going to do a little bit of poke damage. There's a Lulu ulti. They're going to flash. 2 flashes. Shyvana 1, Lulu the other. They're going to be able to get a little bit of damage. Ulti going down from the Shyvana. MF trying to fire off a little bit. Rise going to be able to pick off the Shyvana. Lulu is... Lux is going to get focused down by this Nocturne.
Take off those stacks.
Boom. There goes half her stacks right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much how this game is played. But she actually did hit 20 stacks right there before she died.
Really?
That
Holly,
last...
is she going to try to take down Rise? She is. She will not do it, though.
Wow, Rise just bursted her. That spell flux changes right now are a little too strong in the current patch to try to 1v1 him in close quarters.
What, because it can bounce between him and it cuts so much magic resist?
No, the magic resist changes and the armor pen in general changes allow him to do so much more damage than he could before, just to continuously bouncing spell flux.
Try to get a kill here, but that is not a good plan.
Wow, that Ezreal is going to die right there. That uppercut slash from the Nocturne was more than enough damage to take down this Ezreal. Pretty exciting game so far.
Interesting
Definitely some
clairvoyances
interesting
that
stuff.
never really went down for most of the game.
She's been
And
throwing
all
them
the
in odd locations, really.
Hmm?
She's been throwing them in pretty odd locations.
I was noticing that. I saw one go down like in the heart of the trees down near bottom. And I was like, that doesn't show you anything.
She might be looking for the old little secret place down there that no longer exists because they took it out in Season 2. But it used to be the graveyard for champions who never got to be. Lux barely missing her light binding.
She seems to be hitting those light bindings quite a bit this game, though.
She definitely does have good
Especially
aim
when
with
it
those.
comes to MF. Unless, of course, he's intentionally walking into them. Which I would not put past him.
There you go, folks. Wow. This Vladimir is going all in on this Shyvana
Serious
right now.
beings.
Not really going to be able to do much. The blue is really pinging this Vladimir to get the hell out of there. She's going to ulti away and be fine.
Yeah,
MF's going to clear the minion wave, clearing 3 minions with her ulti. All well and good in the world.
That was an impressive save on her part. I was sure she was going down, but
Oh, absolutely.
Vlad just didn't have the cooldowns. He probably could have sanguine pooled under her and been fine.
7 stacks currently on her soul engorgement on the Lux, and she will pick up Dragon and Akali solo, and they're going to see this Baron fight. They're going to guess, rather. And looks like it's going to be pretty low. Let's see the HP of Baron.
Lux is she gonna try to
Oh, too late. A little earlier, and she would have had it easily.
much too late. Now, as long as they can get Vlad to get back full health, this will be an interesting fight with all this regen.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be able to do it, I believe. He's not spending enough with his Tides of Blood that he's getting back anymore, so he's definitely going to be able to do pretty well.
Gonna go.
He
straight-
opted for Mage Vlad, not really the cooldown reduction Vlad you see more often nowadays.
Well, Andrews too. I don't really see him getting those persistent effects except for when he pulls under people, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense with the remaining health pack portion.
Yeah, that's a little bit interesting for the Leandries pickup on. It's pretty standard. You always bought Haunting Guys for the most part when you played Vlad. It was a pretty common pickup. Not always, but pretty common. So building it into the Leandries, giving his Q a little extra damage isn't going to hurt anybody's feelings.
Still, you could totally go Giant's Belt and be so much better off.
Well, of course, but the option is always there, and it just seems to be what this guy went with. Ezreal's just pushing the top lane.
For this Ezreal going down.
The pings for everybody to come mid, Ezreal to stay top, everyone to go mid, everyone to go top. It's just, he's going to kind of base race them, and he's going to win.
You really
Pretty
think so?
Oh yeah, he's got a bigger minion wave. He's going to be able to clear this minion wave faster. He doesn't have to deal with the fences like they will have to do with mid lane. He's going to easily get to the
I
tier.
think Shyvana's gonna go down here though. Oh no, she's not.
Nope, she's going to be able to get
Vlad,
away.
Vlad
Barely.
go down.
Vlad, however, is very low. Going to ulti
no.
over the wall. Pretty good ulti by the MF. Here comes the ulti from the Nocturne.
Half-hearted base race, not really working out for them now.
Definitely. Ezreal's going to get this tier 3. He's going to get the inhibitor, and he might actually go for it. He is. He's going for the inhibitor. No one
think
is
they're gonna
coming
try to
back.
make
Here
the
comes
whole
Rise.
thing-
Actually canceled it. They're not going back. They're going to try to base race the Ezreal, and
It
they're
makes a lot of
going to
sense, honestly,
win.
because they got 5 people. Even if he is their AD carry, they got an AD carry and all sorts of stuff.
Well, earlier he was going to win because they didn't have any defenses. Now the defenses are back. They need to be careful. Ezreal's going to take this inhibitor and walk out.
They can get the bottom tier 2 while they're at it.
They can definitely get the bottom tier 2. Ezreal's going to be pinged. MF's going back. She's going to try to fight
I
this.
think that's probably a smart play because she can just ulti through all the creeps. Or, I mean, MF
Definitely
has
gonna be
a
able
lot
to do
of
it.
underrated AoE ability.
She does. Definitely with the Make It Rain. It's a very strong.
Yeah.
It's a very strong ability. With 40 AP. I mean,
Definitely should have the gangster MF do dollar bills as opposed to bullets, but
okay.
I think that would be rather hilarious.
That probably would be. A little bit of an interesting turn of events for the purple team, being able to really flip-flop this hard on the blue team. It was rather close, and now it's looking to be a little more in the purple team's favor. But the blue team is definitely still nothing to be trifled with. They're going to be able to turn this around. It's getting towards that late game mark in about 30 minutes, so we're
Now, what
definitely
would
going
you
to see a lot of changes.
Because I know what my solution to this problem would be to take top lane, push, and try to get through the tier 3.
On this particular situation, what you want to kind of do is what the Ezreal did in a sense. You want to try to send a bunch of people to a lane and then maybe split push it. Now the problem is if you send the stronger people who are going to be able to clear the towers faster, they're going to send more people that way. And then you might be able to get through one tower. Really, at this point, they're going to have to split push to be able to effectively stop all this damage they're going to be able to do to their base. I mean, they have super minions coming down the top lane, and they have super minions going down the mid lane. So at this point, if they push the bottom lane to keep the purple team's attention down there, and the MF just push the top lane really hard, they could potentially turn this around and actually make it to where the blue team has more towers. But there goes the MF. She's going to get focused down. Instantly nuked by this Akali. Not even a chance. Vlad's going to take out Ezreal, and they're going to trade one for
go
one.
The Akali, or is Akali going to try to get on Vlad?
Well, here we go. We're going to have a little bit of a team fight here in the middle lane, right by the back tower here. Rise has got the ulti going. He's just throwing abilities at people. Shyvana's going to come at him. She's got to be careful. Rise is going to take her down. And here comes the Akali. She has sight on it. She has eyes on it. There goes the Akali. This is going to be a pretty big turnaround for the blue team.
Yeah, just dead everybody now.
There's Malphite's going to go down to the double kill on the Nocturne, who is, actually, I said it before, he's going to get big. And when he gets big, he's going to get big in a big way.
Second item, or a third item, Guardian Angel.
Interesting pickup. He's definitely very tanky at this point in time. A lot of armor, a lot of magic resist, and a lot of HP.
Second Lance Belt took him up to 3k.
Well, that was an interesting ulti. Almost no damage to Vladimir. They all have over 100 magic resist and armor.
Lane. They're probably going to get through at least the tower, if not 2.
And there, that's popped, and he's going to pop the... No, he does not kill the Vladimir. And they're going to try to take it. Vlad needs to be careful. He's sitting really, really low.
Oh,
Ezreal ulti. No! The Lulu save. Wow! And he's going to heal almost back to full. The shutdown going down. They're going to manage to kill him, but they're going to win the game all in the end. Now, that was a really impressive turn of events for the blue team. One misplay turned into a victory.
the amount of AP on that Lux, though, is still the thing that's getting me.
Why is that?
Like, she was trying so hard not to be support Lux.
I know.
Like to see that where she was like, I'm going mid, and everyone's, no, we have a mid, Akali.
Sitting right now with 9 stacks of soul engorgement. Let me tell you, that's a bit outrageous to buy such an early Magi when you're 0-3. I mean,
A little gutsy.
it's a gutsy play, and it didn't pay off in the end. She did go 1-5-14, but she was not the AP carry mid. Didn't get that great a farm because she was a support character. Didn't be able to get any kills because she was a support character. She put all AP runes, probably at AP masteries. The lack of war coverage in the purple team and later in the game really started to show when she built a lot of items and wasn't able to build a lot of wards to put down. No sight stones on the entire purple team. There wasn't a single sight stone.
All that many wards on the purple side either, or on the blue side either.
At the end, they definitely started to step up the ward coverage when it started to matter. So I guess that was their argument they could have made. But it was a risky play either way. They definitely just stayed and fought it. The Nocturne GA came up. He was able to keep tanking the turrets. The really clutch save on the Vladimir for the Lulu ulti was also nice to see. He ended up dying in the end, but right as the game was over. So it was well played on both sides.
Very bad misclick too.
Yes, they very much could have. One half second later, and she would have seen a dead Vladimir instead of a big Vladimir. But that's a pretty big change. That actually healed him back to pretty much full, being able to let him tank the entire minion wave with his Tides of Blood and just queuing things when he could between auto attacks to get a little extra HP back per time. That was what kept him alive long enough to tank enough of the Ezreal's damage for them to finish off that Nexus and win them the game.
Who would you put your money on for MVP of that match?
MVP of this match is a really big toss-up because no one really performed exceptionally well. If I was going to give the best play, it would probably be the Vladimir in the top lane, really dodging that Malphite ult at the best possible second.
That was certainly the best play of the game, yeah.
Definitely the best play, but I really couldn't award an MVP this time around because I don't feel that anyone performed stronger than anyone else in this match. It was pretty much an even play overall. What would you say?
I was really hoping to see something awesome from Nocturne, and I mean his kill-death ratio is probably the most respectable of anyone on the team, but I'll have to mirror you on the not seeing anything incredible going down or anybody significantly outplaying their opponent. Although Vlad certainly did a couple of interesting things. He kind of kicked himself in the teeth when he kept trying to push to tier 2 with no coverage.
Yes, that was definitely a big misplay on his part. But yeah, that was, I couldn't pin an MVP this game. There was nothing really exceptional. There was one either really timed or really lucky play on the Vladimir's part for the Malphite ulti. So that was about all I could really say about this one. Just a little saddening. But either way, it was a good game all around. It really started to look grim for the blue team, but they managed to pull it out in the end from just a big misplay on the purple team. A lot of bad calls that cost them lives and then pushed, and then they won. And that's pretty much what won the blue team right there, was the big misplay on the purple. Yeah, the objective score was pretty big in the end when they managed to take it. Purple team was definitely better on the objectives. The base race failed miserably. It ended up being an even trade, but they actually lost 2 turrets and an inhibitor, same as the purple team. But
all the base race really ended up accomplishing was having Miss Fortune sit at base and hold off the super minions. And sadly, she was not. I mean, even though the farm was really high, she was not contributing as much to teamfights as she probably should have been.
Definitely not. She really was lackluster. MF is probably one of the stronger AD carries right now because of how all the changes are working, to where she can really do massive amounts of damage with really nothing. Attack speed, AP on her with the Baron buff is going to improve her damage a lot on her W. She's going to be able to bust out some more AP. She's got a lot of damage with Pen now. She's going to attack really quickly. I mean, just that alone.
Healing reduction is
healing reduction.
When the name of the game currently is health.
Definitely. I mean, healing reduction for the team, if you're going to... There's no real heals on the other team, but if you're going to 1v1 somebody, having that healing reduction is going to be massive, especially since you have a Bloodthirster.
Absolutely.
That's definitely going to be a really big turn of events.
There was never a Bloodthirster down on the opposing Ezreal, though.
No, there wasn't. He rushed the Triforce into the Black Cleaver.
The only person that was healing at all was Akali.
It's a Gunblade, which is pretty much it. Akali did offer a really good item that people need to start looking at, because it is not the same item that it used to be, which is Deathfire. It's not the same. It's not just AP and cooldown reduction anymore. It's not just a health percentage health reduction anymore. It is literally a AP item, a cooldown reduction item, and a damage increasing item. Yes, it still has the concept.
Amplification.
Yes, 20%.
On a burst champion like Akali.
Think about it. You dash in there, Deathfire, auto attack into an E, and you pretty much killed someone. Eve right now is probably one of the strongest junglers and solo mids in the game, merely because of that item. If that item was removed from the game, she would be no good. She really wouldn't be very good at this game.
Well, they're nerfing her next patch.
That's true. They are nerfing Evelyn a little bit next patch. And it's going to be
I really
something
don't think
interesting
it's a
to
little
see.
bit. I feel like it's going to be a lot more than people are currently giving it.
Maybe. We'll have to see. Come tomorrow, we'll have the patch live, so we'll be able to see how all those changes work out.
See how this works out in whose favor.
That's definitely something we're going to be able to cover